Monster slide, I will not read it, promised. But of course, we talk about the world of generative BI. We talk about the world of traditional BI. And there's also something in between, which is called text-to-SQL. These are usually this GPT wrappers, if you have heard the term before. So the traditional BI, this is your clunky static incumbents, your Microsoft Power BI, your Tableau from Salesforce, etc., that force you to raise a ticket with your BI team, right? The static stuff that really annoys you because you cannot really interact with it yourself without the help of a technical user, a data analyst, a data scientist, or whatsoever. And these tools usually don't have context. They require very structured data. So you usually have data engineers or BI developers that prepare the data before Power BI, for example, or Tableau can actually consume it in a proper way. Then you have the middle ground. This is text-to-SQL. So these are usually all the tools that simply connect. That's why we call them wrappers, that simply connect to OpenAI's API, to Anthropic's Claude API, to Google's Gemini's API. So what happens here very often is you have a chatbot, you have very structured data, you throw that at one of the big LLMs, right? And they basically query your data on your behalf based on your instructions. Again, comes with little to no context. There is a bit of context because, of course, if you give something to an LLM, you need to provide it at least with a bit of information on that concrete data set, but it does not understand what else is going on in your organization. And generative BI is the world we're exploring today. These are the tools that understand what is going on in your organization, ideally in real time. They explain you again the why things move in your organization and then trigger the right actions without having to ask a data analyst. And these tools usually have, or not usually, always have very comprehensive context, right? Even if you ask it a simple question about a pipeline, for example, Salesforce data, HubSpot data, they will also know what else is going on. So if you ask a question about a specific customer, even if you only ask about the opportunities for the specific customer, these AI tools will also look into, for example, data about your customer support, recent emails, finance data, and so on and so forth, to build a comprehensive context, to really understand what's going on. And that's a huge, huge difference. We will see it later in the demo, that it will become more clear.